We were very excited. We were going to visit some friends we hadn't seen in 5 or 6 years. I had just pulled into the driveway of their house and got out of the car. Susan started to keel over into me and said, "Oh my God, my head." She just started to get worse and worse and couldn't really respond to us. I knew we were very close to Mission Hospital. She's cold and sweating. I mean, I've never seen anything like this before. I knew something was really wrong, really wrong. Then it just was this amazing blur of activity.
Susan's condition was very critical. In the time that she was here, from the time she got to the door, we assessed her, had the CAT scan. That was within a 25 to 30 minute window. Brain tissue is very time sensitive to injury.
After she said massive headache, she really never said anything else. And so I was just really worried.
By having neurosurgeons, neurologists, pulmonary critical care specialists, response nurses that know how to take care of these patients and deal with them on a daily basis.
You never really appreciate something until you realize it couldn't be there the next day. I never fully realized how important she is to me until I realized she might not be there for me anymore.
She was on death's doors. Susan's tumor was a very large hemorrhagic meningioma. It had bled acutely and had caused very rapid neurological deterioration in her, leading to an acute onset of coma.
My involvement began once Dr. Masudi called me that morning and said, "I have this lady with a very, very large mass that looks like it's quite vascular. It could be helpful if we did an angiogram and we're able to reduce the blood supply to the tumor, and that allows for much smoother surgery with much, much lower risk for blood loss." To have a tumor that was so obvious before and at the end of the procedure for it to be essentially absent from blood supply. Our flat detector biplane angiography suite is the latest technology that's offered as far as fluoroscopy goes. That was just installed once the new tower was built at Mission Hospital. That was tantamount in being able to visualize the tumor.
The tumor was really the size of an orange, compressing the brain and causing a brain shift. So we went in, we localized the tumor, separated it away from the surrounding brain, and removed it in its entirety, along with the hematoma that was associated with it. That was a testimony to the capabilities of Mission Hospital and what it does offer on a regular, ongoing basis to the patients in the community.
It's the uncertainty, it's the not knowing, or knowing enough to be scared. So I was really focused on finding out for sure what we were facing. It was not clear that she was going to live. They did save her life. The nurses were incredible. The nurses were so calm and so reassuring.
The nurses that make up the core of our surgical intensive care unit, they have extraordinary knowledge in the neurosciences, in trauma, in surgery. And when you have nurses that have that level of expertise, it brings a holistic kind of care to that patient. We are special. Mission Hospital was recognized as a magnet facility. There are only 6% of the hospitals in the United States that are recognized, and that represents an enormous amount of work, commitment, and professional excellence.
Healing is so multifaceted. It's healing for the patient with a team approach. It's healing for the nurse as you witness good outcomes. It's healing all around. It's healing for the family because we get them involved. We allow them to be there at the bedside with the patient. Caring and compassion to me are so strong in healing. It's the bridge to our core values. Everything that we say that we are, we can show that in care and in our compassion for patients and families.
She was just like she was. You know, her personality was completely there, and that nothing else really mattered at that point, that she was back.
I firmly believe, had it not been for that team, I would be dead. I wake up every day with a new lease on life.
I mean, Susan, she is my life. You know, I can't imagine doing life without her, and to have her back was just amazingly wonderful. Thank you.